Good morning, everybody, and today I'm going to be giving my presentation on my research. My research being the effects of strength training on performance in adolescent track and field athletes in throwing events specifically. A little bit of background information. So, track and field training encourages throws to focus on strength training specifically. Adolescence is a critical time in which to encourage development of these habits in young throwers. Current gaps in research include gaps regarding specific training protocol that would work best for these throwers, lack of specifically tailored programs for this event group, lack of focus on injury prevention for this event group, as well as a lack of research into the actual biomechanic implications involved in throwing. The problem statement for this research is: what are the effects of structured strength training programs on performance metrics, specifically throwing distance, muscular development, and injury prevention in adolescent track and field athletes participating in throwing events, i.e., the shot put, weight throw, and discus? My hypothesis was that structured strength training programs will significantly improve performance metrics in adolescent track and field athletes participating in throws events, shot put, weight throw, and discus, leading to increased throwing distance, enhanced muscular development, and reduced incidence of injury compared to athletes who do not participate in such training programs. Assumptions and limitations include the assumptions will be that participants will adhere to the prescribed strength training program throughout the duration of the study. The sample will be representative of a broader population of adolescent track and field athletes. Performance metrics will be reliably measured using established testing protocols. Limitations of the study are that the study may be limited by the sample size and demographic characteristics of participants, affecting the generalizability of findings. Variability in individual maturation rates along different adolescent groups may influence the outcomes of strength training interventions, and external factors such as nutrition and physiological readiness may impact performance. And it's a difficult thing to control in a field study. The significance of the study is that it has the potential to advance our understanding of unique physiological characteristics of adolescent athletes, particularly those involved in track and field throwing events. So the first thing we're going to discuss is the first body of literature. So the first body of literature has to do with the physiological adaptations during adolescence. The first thing that we will discuss is rapid growth and hormonal changes throughout adolescence. The peak height velocity influences the performance in these events. So adolescence is often marked by significant variations in growth rates and physiological adaptations that are critical for athletic performance. During adolescence, young athletes experience peak height velocity, which is often accompanied by increases in muscle mass and strength due to hormonal changes, as Schoenfeld et al. Accounted for back in 2016. This can also lead to increased injury risk because the interplay between the skeletal and muscular development can lead to periods of heightened performance potential, but also to increased injury risk if training is not appropriately managed, as Meyer et al. Back in 2014 discovered. Understanding these physiological changes is essential to developing training programs that align with the developmental stages of these adolescent athletes. And the second body of research has to discuss the importance of strength training itself, as well as the benefits and that structured programs are needed for these athletes. So common benefits discussed in strength training are increased muscle strength and power, as well as enhanced athletic performance in throwing events. So strength training during adolescence has been shown to yield numerous benefits, including these, as well as enhanced motor skills. Feigenbaum et al. 2009 did research regarding this. Research also indicates that adolescents who participate in structured strength training programs can achieve significant gains in strength and power, which are critical for performances in sports such as track and field throwing events. That was discovered by Hoff and Nymphis back in 2012. Structured programs are needed and consideration of growth phases to prevent injuries in adolescence. These programs need to be designed with consideration for the athletes and the current growth phases they are in to ensure optimal training outcomes. The third body of literature investigates the role of injury prevention that strength training has in athletes. So, significance of injury prevention. High incidence of overuse injuries occur in youth sports. So key strategies that we usually discuss is incorporating strength training and flexibility exercises early on, as well as focusing on proper technique and training protocols. The overall goal should be for not only this study, but in future studies, to reduce injury rates and enhance athlete safety. So injury prevention is a significant concern in youth sports, particularly for adolescent athletes who may be more susceptible to overuse injuries due to their ongoing physiological changes, as Kerr et al. Back in 2014 discovered. Structured training programs that incorporate injury prevention strategies such as strength training, flexibility exercises, and proper technique instruction can significantly reduce the incidence of injuries, as found by Meyer et al. Back in 2014 as well. And that understanding the specific injury risks associated with different sports and tailoring interventions accordingly is essential for safeguarding the health of young athletes. Lastly, the fourth body of literature that I focused on was the psychophysical factors affecting adolescents in sports. So we need to acknowledge the influence of the training environments that these kids have. Motivation, self-esteem, and enjoyment are critical at this stage in their life. Support from coaches and parents are critical. Positive reinforcement fosters commitment, as well as creating a supportive atmosphere that enhances athletic experience. The psychological and social dimensions of adolescent sports participation are equally important in shaping training experiences and outcomes. Research suggests that young athletes' motivation, self-esteem, and overall enjoyment of the sport are influenced by training environment and the support that they receive from coaches, parents, and peers by Gold and Carson back in 2008. Creating a positive and supportive training atmosphere can enhance young athletes' commitment to training and foster long-term engagement in sports. Tailored interventions that address both physiological and psychosocial factors, are essential for holistic development of adolescent athletes. In conclusion, the unique physiological characteristics of adolescent athletes necessitate carefully designed training interventions that consider their growth patterns and developmental stages. By understanding the physiological adaptations during adolescence, emphasizing the importance of strength training, addressing injury prevention, and recognizing the psychosocial factors that influence young athletes, coaches and practitioners can optimize performance and promote healthy and athletic development. Continued research in this area is essential for refining training methodologies and ensuring that young athletes can receive the support that they need to thrive in their sports both physically and mentally. I look forward to answering everybody's questions, and thank you for watching.